Hey friends! As you know, we're living in some crazy times right now. We're all worried about the coronavirus and keeping ourselves and our families safe. Hope you guys are washing your hands. But that's not the only thing that people are worried about right now. You might have heard on the news or from parents or other people about the protests going on all across the country, the state, and even right here in Raleigh. A protest is when you fight against something or you're standing up for something that you believe in. Most protests are peaceful. People march with signs and they're chanting out what they believe. Sometimes protests can be violent. Some people even use protests as an excuse to do things they know they shouldn't do, like looting. Looting is another word for stealing. Sometimes people might even get hurt at protests, even when they are doing nothing wrong. Right now, people are protesting because of racism. Racism is when you treat someone differently just because of the color of their skin. Today, we're going to read a book called A Kid's Book About Racism. This would be a really good time to go grab an adult to read with you because you might have some questions you want to ask them. This is a book about racism. For reals. And yes, it really is for kids. It's a good book to read with a grown-up because you'll have lots to talk about afterward. Just you, keep reading. This book won't bite. Now, to introduce myself, my name is Jelani. That's the name of the author. My skin color looks like this. If you're colorblind, that means you don't see colors very well. This is the color brown. Because my dad is black and my mom is white, which makes me mixed. Mr. Taco's actually mixed too, except that my dad is white and my mom is black. Or other names for mixed are African American, biracial, black, or person of color. Those are all names that Jelani sometimes goes by. I'm proud of who I am and the color of my skin. But because of my skin color, people aren't always nice to me. Sometimes I get called names. Other times, it's worse. The person doing it might not even realize that it hurts me a lot. And when they treat me that way, it makes me feel small. How small that word is? You see, some people believe that having different color skin means you aren't as good as others. That's called racism. What is racism? Racism means to hate someone, exclude them, or treat them badly because of their race or the color of their skin. Exclude means you're leaving them out on purpose. And it happens all the time. Racism is all around us. Not just in big ways, but sometimes it shows up in small ways that are almost invisible, like a look, a comment, a question, a thought, a joke, a word, or a belief. Racism is one of the worst kinds of mean someone can be because racism thinks that being different is bad. But, big but, being different is actually good. Like really, 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 almost there, I promise. Really, 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 really good. 1,000% good. Because being different means we have so much more to offer each other. Things like help, ideas, strength, skills, creativity, life, patience, respect, community, love, knowledge, experience, perspective, insight, diversity, wisdom, empathy, and originality. We get to offer each other all those things just because we're different. That's awesome. That whole being different thing, it makes us better, much better. So if you see someone being treated badly, made fun of, excluded for playing, or looked down on because of their skin color, call it racism. Racism has been around an incredibly long time, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years before my parents, before my grandparents, before my great grandparents. You would think something so awful would be gone by now, but unfortunately, that's not the case. It's up to everyone, me, your friends, your parents, even you, to fight racism. Yes, you. Kids can fight racism. We stop it by calling it out and challenging it. When you hear someone making fun of another person just because of the color of their skin, or they're making jokes, or they're excluding them, or they're saying things that are just plain mean, call them out. You can say, hey, that's not right. That's wrong. That's racism. And you can even get an adult if you feel like you need one. We also can challenge racism by asking questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Sometimes people don't want to talk about racism because it makes them feel uncomfortable. And it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Sometimes we feel uncomfortable in life. But these are really important conversations that we have to have. Only by calling it out and asking questions are we going to get rid of racism and make this a better world. So, are you ready?